Good morning, everybody. Jack Gleason with StartupTrading.com. It is 9:22 here, October 14th. Wow. Every time I look at that date, it's like time's flying. Yesterday really had the beginning of what was a sequence. So yesterday we were going in. Oops, come on. Too many buttons and none of them are the right one. Yesterday we were going in to the open in the NASDAQ here, and we were inside of this traditional. It was that Sunday night open to the overnight highs at 330. That gave us morning support at 24,743. Now, we came right down to that level 5 minutes after the open, 5 minutes after the open, and we rallied. We retested at 11 o'clock. We rallied, made a new high of the day. That was a great support level. Now, check this out. The targets are the high right now, 25,041. We traded that last night. I was actually teaching in the boot camp when it traded and just fell over and out of bed. So now that we're opening up here, this sequence is no longer relevant. It's completely broken, and because it's broken, you've technically flipped shorts. So what I want to know is, can the shorts actually hold? Can we stay below this midpoint? Yesterday's midpoint was 24,750 area. Today it's 24,007. I'm sorry, 24,760. Today it's 24,750. Bears need to hold it below this level for the majority of the day if they're really going to take control. Now, we could be looking at a retest of the regular trading hours lows of Friday. I'd actually like to see that taken out. We have that, capitulation lower. I don't think we should get down there. That would be pretty bearish if we did. But if we come down into the RTH low Friday, I would anticipate there to be some buyers potentially stepping in there. But the question becomes is, do we actually have and hold a halfway back short here? And that halfway back short from the overnight high is 24,777. Once again, I don't really have a sequence here. Yesterday, I didn't take a trade in the Nasdaq till the afternoon, but was trading the S&P in the morning, and it took me a couple of stops before I finally got something working. But my targets were about 4 times the size of my stop. So, you know, do the risk reward ratio there, and that's why it ended up working out. But yesterday, the ES was a little weaker in its structure than the Nasdaq. We were not holding this halfway back. We had technically pierced it. We also, in the overnight session, we never completed it. The Nasdaq did complete it. So the ES has been holding a little weaker here. I am going to draw this full 50% retracement short. Okay, that's going to be the level that bulls really need to hold above and recapture, and I'm going to anticipate acts as resistance here today, just this general area above 66. I believe 66.76 is the 50%, but anywhere from 66.76 to 66.90, looking for sellers to come in. I'm not interested in shorting down here. Once again, we're going to mark off where Friday's low was, regular trading hours, and maybe if we get down there, look for a potential reversal. But as far as where we're opening, no man's land for me in the indexes. I'm not interested in shorting, and at this point in time, if we take out overnight low and then reverse, I'll be interested in a potential long. Ideally, I want to see a touch of the regular trading hours low of Friday here for the S&P, and then just so happens to be every time I come in the morning, I'm long oil. I'm long it again. Yesterday, even though this has been downtrending, in the morning we have been rallying, and then we're like selling off overnight. But yesterday, we had that morning support, and we had a pretty good move out of these levels. It was more than 50 ticks. I didn't take advantage of it. I should have taken profits, but um, I didn't. And so I won't make that mistake here again today. I'm going to be looking for I'm long from the 58.32 area, but we came down, we made this new low. We had an ATR reversal, ATR push down that reversed pretty steadily, and then we have held this halfway back long here. So watch this sequence out of the low in oil. As long as it exists, continue to trade it. So we've just completed this negative 23. We'll see if we can rally up a little further, but the previous low of the day is 59s, and I expect that to trade here today. I expect us to get back into that previous day's low. And I think this maybe this is a capitulation. I'm not sure, but anyway, once we complete, you draw that next setup and continue to look for these. As long as they work, continue to trade them. So I'm long oil. Right now, my target's a 58.86, but probably going to move that up to the prior day low at 59s. And yeah, that's what I got for CL. As far as resistance levels above, I got 59.86. I'm using this what I determined to be an old short anchor, which is coming out of the highs of Thursday. There was this traditional that really began our sell-off, and then that low from 10:30 to low seems to be what held in the overnight session down to targets, and then same anchor new low seems to be what came into play yesterday. Now we didn't quite complete our profit targets, so we could rotate all the way back up in there. When you get that new low, so we're taking out basically what was Friday's low here, and then we got back above it. So we could really rotate all the way back up to this 60.15. I would not be surprised, or even I would not be surprised if even if we got the 59.60 midpoint here today. That would not surprise me whatsoever. So that's what I got here for CL. For gold, gold has come down. We had this traditional, let me go to a 15-minute chart, get a little more data. Out of the swing low of Thursday, that's where we got our reversal. We had this traditional on Friday that blew through a negative 100 as of yesterday afternoon. And then we came into this extension, which traded once, validated by breaking the opposing 61, and then has retested. If we break this support, we'll obviously get deeper pullbacks. And at those deeper pullbacks, there's a couple levels of support I could anticipate. But really what I would be doing is looking for a low and kind of confirming that low, because once gold makes a low, we're still in that trend. We have not taken out a single daily swing low in a long time. So continue to really stretch that market while it's working. So with that being said, it's about 1 minute to the open. Once again, I am long oil, moving my target up to 59. No, I think we can go higher. I think we can get all the way to the midpoint here. Ding, 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 ding. I'm going to share my levels. All right. What are we doing here? And they're off. All right. Levels are in the trade room. All right. Opening down about 1% in the ES and 1.25% in the NQ. Let's get those indexes to push through those overnight lows. $58.36 is that next oil traditional. It is still counter trend to the higher time frame, so if this holds, that's a pretty good sign. Continue to watch the indexes. Like I said, I want to see that Friday RTH low, reversal off of it. I don't know if it's going to happen, but just don't really have anything to sell into right down here. We're below the lower mid, we're below the mid. Overnight reversal of trend. And there's a new low in the Nasdaq. Damn, that was a quick 100 points. Doesn't look like that because we're down 400. That was 100 points in the Nasdaq. We are still in high volatility markets. Just be very wary of your size. I got it's more than that actually. It's like 150 points in about 10 minutes. 150 point move in the Nasdaq. Um, no new low in the ES. So this is that oil next measured move here that I mentioned, 58.36. Once we complete the traditional, that holds, then oil actually has a continuation out of lows. It's one thing to hold one halfway back long. It's another thing to hold two. There's a new low in the ES. We're going to be approaching those Friday regular trading hour session lows. But yeah, I definitely wanted to see us take out the overnight low, at least get that liquidity now. I think we're pretty far in the hole. Would not be. If we see some signs of a reversal, that's going to give us a good opportunity to trade up into what I think will eventually be the full halfway back shorts. Those need to be moved down. If we trade the full halfway back short from the overnight high, it'd be at 24,736 right now in the NASDAQ. ATRs on the 1 minute are 51 points. 51 points. 51 points. Wow. It's a lot. It's a lot. Stepping in here. Looking for a move back up to the open, basically. Or like 587 is the upper mid. So long the NQ. I mean, once again, these ranges are huge. So you got to be aware of the risk. This volatility is steep, but I do think that that's what I was kind of expecting, this sell off right into the open, but I don't think we're staying down here. The green line, that lower mid, will probably continue to pop. We would need a hold above that to really get anything going to the upside, but we should touch that a few times. You're not going to just gap down this hard and run away straight down. We came close enough. I mean, close enough is 40 points. That's like the 1 minute. That's the 1 minute average range right now. So we came 40 points away from where I wanted us to be, and in the Nasdaq, which is, you know, not that much right now. And then it was with like 4 points in the ES. Back into that Friday. You know, that's where that zone hit on Friday before the afternoon liquidation. I don't think sellers can sustain these lows for an extended period of time, but I'll give it one try. And then other than that, I'll just be waiting. That's something you're going to want to try multiple times. It's either going to work or it's not. Yeah, that 1 minute, you know, there's a very small fair value gap inverse and then an immediate bid off of it. Oil coming out of the full halfway back long. Didn't quite hold the next measure move, but it held that full halfway back long and is bidding targets up to 59 still. Let's see if we can get through that swing high. So long oil, long at NASDAQ. That's enough for me right now. Get a 755 low. All right. Popping up through that swing high there in the NASDAQ. Should go right back to the open here. Actually move my target up. For the NASDAQ, move my stop up as well. Up a quick 70 points, moving fast. Moving fast. Oh, that was a brave trade. Sometimes you just gotta pull that trigger when it's scary. Don't pull it too much. Who took that? Anybody? Anybody listening who? All right, up 100. 100 points in 10 minutes. This is the market the people want. This is the market the people want. A little neck massage in here while we're counting our dollars. Oh, that's intense. Right to that lower mid. Wow, that's so intense. Right to that lower mid. That's exactly where I moved my target from. Are you punishing me? Are you punishing me for being greedy? 24,587 was literally where I had my target. ES went right to it as well. Who thinks we can change trade to uneven on the day? Oh, Perry's chiming in. Might be a yes out of him. I don't know. We got one down for a yes. Yeah, Jerome Powell on the mic at 12:20. Uneven on the day would be 350 points higher in the Nasdaq from where we currently are at about 66 in the ES. ES is already at its open. All right. Pushing. Getting a trend bar. Looking good. I feel brave. Target is currently 24,641. Realistically, I think we're going to the full halfway back. I might even move it up. $694. Would look and move it at $694. Moving my stop above my entry though. That's for sure. All right, keep pushing. Laid off the eating a little something here. Didn't need to eat on camera for you guys. To be honest, I don't eat until market opens. I don't even really drink coffee. That's Perry's gig. Depends on how tired I am. My target is gonna get hit if we can push through this high. We're up at that morning resistance level. Oil is also coming out of its halfway back long. This is one of the bigger trades I've had in the Nasdaq point wise in a while. This as quick. We're almost up 200 points here. If you guys are following along with my trades in the Zoom that's in the Discord. We're up 13 ticks in the CL. Really hasn't gone anywhere, to be completely honest. Oil hasn't. But we damn near got long near the low in the Nasdaq, except, and it's a very high volatility. Again, my entry is, what is my entry? I can't even see because my stop's right next to it. 24,881, so right around here. And I'll digress. Do a video on on this entry, but I really, that push through lows near supports from the morning, you know, you're never going to get it perfect. And then we had that fair value gap lower, instant reversal right at that 9:45 time frame. For those of you guys who've been in my room long enough, you know I like to look at 9:45, 9:55 for potential reversals, and we're going to be pushing. I mean, heck, we may get what Perry's talking about, that full gap fill, but I think for this initial trade, I'm not going to be too greedy. I'm going to take my 200 points. I'm going to take it. If I can get it, I don't want to jinx it. Still haven't gotten it. Still need some more. Still need another 30 points to get my targets hit. If you jinx me, we are at our targets. Golf clap. Golf clap. Yes, is that the now? I'm just gonna lay off here. I mean, we've basically gone straight up. That was really, if you weren't long from where I got long, I think that was a really hard trade to enter. And that's one of those things where it's like, you know, when it's like catching that fallen nut knife. You only want to do it once. You only want to do it once. But with that being said, I'm gonna walk away from my computer for a bit. I still have oil on. I'm gonna set a timer for 25 minutes. I'm gonna let this price action develop. I don't really have any entries I want to take right now. I just kind of want to see where we go. Maybe we go to unchanged, and I'm sitting there going, I should have held for 400 points instead of two. But let's be realistic, guys. It's about consistency, not home runs. All right, guys, I'm gonna jump off the YouTube here, but I'll keep the Zoom up and running. We got 30 minutes to lunch, but great morning